So today we're going to talk about gas gangrene. What is gas gangrene? Gas gangrene is a disease characterized by edematous intensive micronecrosis. Okay, suppurative micronecrosis, suppurative micronecrosis, suppurative micronecrosis. Okay. Now, what is the meaning of edematous? Edematous means swelling of the feet because of fluid collection, or swelling of some organ because of fluid collection. So edematous happens. Suppurative micronecrosis. What is micronecrosis? Micronecrosis means necrosis of muscles. Necrosis of muscles. Necrosis of muscles is taking place because of suppuration, because of bacterial inflammation, because of bacterial inflammation, because of inflammation, because of bacterial inflammation. Okay. So what happens? Suppurative because of bacterial inflammation, because and pus formation. So what does it mean? It means that because of this is a disease characterized by swelling in the feet, swelling of areas, characterized by pus formation, and characterized by necrosis of the muscles. Okay, three things are taking place. What are the three things? Swelling, then necrosis of what muscles? Necrosis of muscles, and third thing is pus formation. Okay, pus formation. Now, how is this disease occurring? What is causing this disease? What is causing this disease? Answer is Clostridium perfringens. Okay, so this Clostridium perfringens, how is it causing this disease? Next question is, how is it causing this disease? You have to ask questions: what, when, how. So how? So it has toxins, toxins, toxins. It has two toxins. First is alpha toxin, and second is theta toxin, and alpha toxin, ALPHA, alpha toxin. Alpha toxin acts like sphingomyelinase and protease action. Okay. So what does it do? Sphingomyelinase and protease action. What does it do? Firstly, it will go and it will decrease myocardial contractility. The heart contractility decreases heart rate. It decreases heart rate. So it causes what? Hypotension. Hypotension. Second thing it does is it binds BINDS to what? Binds to what? Platelets, 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 and neutrophils. Okay. In the platelet, it will bind to the GB3 2A receptor, and in the neutrophils it will bind to CD11 and CD18 receptor, and it will start forming blood clots. It will start forming like blood blood opacities. How do I say? It will start blocking the lumen, blocking the blood vessels. It will start blocking the blocking blood vessels. Okay. It will start blocking blood vessels. It will start coagulation. Okay. Whereas theta, on the other hand, what does theta do? Theta causes vasodilation, and decreases BP further, okay, causing further hypertension. So these are the symptoms. Okay. Then we have, what are the symptoms and signs of Clostridium perfringens? Symptoms and signs of gas gangrene. Signs. Okay, or we can say pathogenesis. First is pathogenesis. Okay, before symptoms and signs we will do pathogenesis. So pathogenesis is, first is that a person has to have crush wound. A crush wound should occur. Okay. Now, what is a crush wound? What kind of wounds are crush wounds? Lacerations, fractures, open head fractures, accidents, car accidents, war, any injury, any serious injury should occur. Serious injury needs to occur first. Serious injury occurs. Now, what happens in these injuries? What happens in these injuries? What happens in these injuries? Firstly, when injury occurs, the blood supply gets damaged. The supply is SUPPLI, the vessel gets damaged. It gets damaged. Blood vessel will get damaged. Okay. So what happens is ischemia occurs. Ischemia is occurring. Blood vessel is damaged. No blood is reaching the muscle. No blood is reaching muscle. No blood is reaching the muscle. Ischemia occurs. From this ischemia, what happens is the muscle is not getting oxygen. So what the muscle will do? it will switch to pyruvate. If you're not getting energy from one source, you want to get energy from another source, right? So it will switch to pyruvate, and pyruvate will form lactic acid. Pyruvate will form lactic acid, which lactic acid is a good breeding ground for bacteria, good substrate for bacteria to grow, it's a good substrate for bacteria to grow. Okay, then what happens is when a person is getting injured, in the soil nearby, contamination takes place. Place. So contamination will take place. Spores, spores of Clostridium are present. Clostridium are present. Spores of Clostridium are present, which infect the wound, which infect the wound, which infect the wound, WOUND, which infect the wound, and AND cause CAUSE infection, infection. Okay, it causes infection. Next, signs and symptoms. Okay. So what is the first sign and symptom? First sign would be intense pain on the area of the wound, WOUND. मतलब there's gonna be very much pain on the area where the wound has occurred. Okay. Second is fever is gonna occur, something like that. Fever, malaise. Third, you're gonna see crepitus. Now what is crepitus? It is gas. Gas is being produced, hence the name gas gangrene. Gas is being produced from the muscles, gas is being produced from the muscles. So you will see like the gas is being produced from the muscles, so that is like one sign that this is gas gangrene is present. Fourth, foul smell will come. It becomes foul smelling. And fifth is it produces seroanguinous fluid. Now what is seroanguinous fluid? Seroanguinous fluid means it is producing fluid from the wound, which is serous plus blood. It has serous fluid plus blood, serous fluid from the organ and plus blood. It is pink in color. Okay, it is pink in color. So what did you understand? First is the intense pain on the side of the wound. Second is you have foul smelling wound. Third is crepitus, gas bubbles are coming. And fourth is seroanguinous fluid is coming, and pink color fluid is coming from the wound. So you will know this is gas gangrene. And also you will see necrotic tissue, lot of necrotic tissue, brown debris. You will see brown debris. You will know that maybe this person has gas gangrene. Smell and gas is a test for gas gangrene. GA is gangrene, GANGRENE, gangrene. Okay. First you have staining, STAINING, staining. In staining you will have gram stain. It is gram positive. Stubby, short, SHURT, short, stubby, STUBBY, boxcar like appearance, APPERANC, non-motile, with no spores, SPORE, spores. It is A tolerant, anaerobe, anaerobe means it cannot tolerate oxygen, cannot tolerate oxygen. Next thing you can see is other tests. We can do culture, CULTURE. Culture is second always. Culture. So culture is Robertson cooked meat broth and egg yolk agar. Third thing would be other tests. Other tests would include first test would include hemolysis test, which is positive. TEST test positive, hemolysis test is positive. Second is Nagler's reaction. Nagler's reaction would be Opalescence would be seen. Opalescence in Aguilar's reaction. Sheep blood is taken. BLOD is taken. TAKEN, and we check for hemolysis. Okay, hemolysis. Third is third. What is third? Third is heat tolerance test. Heat tolerance test. TST is positive. Heat tolerance test is positive. Fourth is reverse CAMP test. CAMP test. TEST test. It is also positive. Reverse CAMP test में you take Staphylococcus aureus. Make two vertical what do you call it, strains. Make two vertical strains. You take this is Staphylococcus aureus. Okay, then you take Clostridium perfringens. You make a horizontal strain. Okay, this is the Clostridium perfringens. If this starts to grow, and if it starts to form an L-shaped mold, then it is positive. If there is no L shape, no growth is seen, then it is negative. But here reverse CAMP test is positive. Reverse CAMP test would be positive. Fifth is litmus milk test. Okay, litmus milk test. Stormy cloud appearance. Stormy CLOUD appearance. APPEARANC. Stormy cloud appearance. Okay. Stormy cloud appearance. Next is we have treatment. And how do you treat this thing? First, get deribment of wound. You have to remove all the wounds. You have to remove everything. Then that is how you will clear everything. Okay. Deribment of wounds. Second is antibiotics. May you will have penicillin, and you will have clindamycin to give clindamycin. Okay. Third you will do is hyperbaric oxygen therapy, hyperbaric O2 therapy, THERAPY, O2 therapy. Because like I said, it is intolerant anaerobe. It cannot tolerate oxygen. It will not tolerate oxygen. Oxygen will not tolerate, so it will die. So that's why hyperbaric oxygen therapy. Fourth is alpha antitoxin. That is how you treat it. So thank you. For the sample we take for the test is what sample? Wound sample, deeper tissue sample. Thank you.